Hello, this is Dan. Yeah, IGN, what's up? Yeah, I'll get the money transferred over in the next couple hours or so. And yep, just 8 out of 10, step in the right direction, new features, yep. Okay, perfect. Wait, 200K? We agreed on 150. You know what, it's fine. Okay, looking forward to the review. I'm Dan, I've been here for 17 years. My job is to protect the EA brand and make sure we always get high reviews from our critics, even if that means the game doesn't really deserve them.
This is pretty close, bro.
With Madden 20 coming out, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure we get an 8 out of 10. Hey boss. A bad review? Lower than an 8? Alright, I'll take care of it. Whatever it takes.
Well, I'm reviewing Madden 20. Turns out I have a few days of Origin Access Premier left over from when Madden 19 dropped, so without contributing any more money to EA, I was able to play Madden 20 and create a review. I had also played the beta, so I pretty much knew what I was in for. Madden has been the worst major sports game on the market for quite some time. Despite the constant 8 and 9 out of 10 reviews from major game websites and magazines, Madden is a far cry from the days of the PlayStation 2 games. If I would have given Madden 19 a rating out of 10, it would have been a 3. Compared to NBA 2K, MLB The Show, or even other EA games such as the NHL series, Madden has easily been the most bare-bones, unimpressive, unengaging, and least innovative sports game that you could find. With a lack of any competition since EA and the NFL got together and signed an exclusive rights agreement, Madden has lost its soul. This may be a shock to some of you, as each year Madden is praised with high reviews from nearly everyone at launch. You usually hear things like a step in the right direction, a great foundation for years to come, fixing the little things, or the best Madden yet. Many of the journalists writing these reviews are not at all educated in the history of the series, other sports games, or even football in general, otherwise they wouldn't be giving such high praise to such a low quality product. This video is going to go in depth and show you an exhaustive look at Madden 20 to help you make the right buying decision. This year, EA Sports is advertising a few new features to push sales of the game and excite fans of the series. These features are the return of the Superstar mode, X Factors, and the return of the Pro Bowl. Superstar mode returns as QB1 Face of the Franchise mode after being absent from the game for 7 years. Madden NFL 06 introduced the mode, which was a career mode where you created a player, got drafted, and went through the life of an NFL player. In Madden 13, EA replaced Franchise mode and Superstar mode with Connected Careers mode, which aimed to combine the two. This resulted in a terrible, watered-down experience that still plagues Madden to this day. It seems EA has finally recognized this and has now recreated a career mode because, let's face it, playing a career as a player in franchise mode is incredibly shallow and boring. It's basically playing My League in 2K with a player-locked camera, only without all the depth and fun of My League and instead the most bare-bones franchise mode in existence. There was nothing to the mode besides playing through your games. EA has been attempting to sort of create a career mode the past 2 years with Longshot, and while Longshot was alright in Madden 18, it was awful in Madden 19. So this year EA brought back the Superstar name and created a new Superstar QB1 Face of the Franchise mode. I'm glad they added this back, but it's not as in-depth as you might think, nor as good as the old Superstar modes that used to be in Madden. You create a player, but you can only choose quarterback, and then you go through the process of the scouting combine, being drafted, and joining a team. You get to play college football, which I'm sure is going to bring in all the college football fans dying for a new NCAA game, yet you can only play through the playoff, and again, only as a QB. No option to play with NCAA teams in Play Now or a separate mode for the playoff. After college, you get drafted, and once you are on a team, it's back to the old Madden franchise mode as a player. The new scenario engine tries its hardest to make it interesting, but it really doesn't add much. Unlike 2K's My Career, there is no online aspect to the career mode. It's basically as if Longshot had created a player, and when the story ended, you just play franchise mode with that player. It's better than not having the mode, and it is a step in the right direction, but limiting players to the quarterback position and the lack of depth keep it from being interesting. Most people will likely play through it once, maybe play a few games once they are in the NFL and be done with it. The other major addition is the all-new Superstar X Factor abilities. Personally, I like these, and I'm glad EA added them to the game. Think about 2K badges, Madden 08 player weapons, and 2K's takeover. That's basically what X Factors are. Some people worried that they might be too OP, and in execution that is not the case. It's very rare that a player's X Factor ability is triggered, so it's not like Patrick Mahomes will be throwing 80-yard bombs all game. One of my biggest issues with Madden for a long time has been how star players don't feel any different from the average player. The X Factors address this and are executed well. Triggering a player's X Factor is fun and one of the game's redeeming features. Now for franchise mode, let's see what they added to the most popular and most played mode in the game. Surely franchise mode would be a priority, right? The Pro Bowl was added back to franchise mode. After years of not having the game due to it costing too many resources or whatever excuse they had, it's back, and EA won't let you forget it. Every ad for Madden 20 shows off the Pro Bowl as if they never had it in the first place. Nice, EA added back the Pro Bowl. Did you know it was in NFL Blitz Pro, a game from 2003? And pretty much every Madden ever had it? I'm not mad that they added the Pro Bowl back, but the fact that this is the big addition to franchise mode this year shows exactly how much EA cares about franchise mode. Besides the Pro Bowl and the new scenario engine, which we'll get into in a minute, franchise mode is pretty much unchanged. No updates to relocation teams. Still the same terrible stat tracking, still a lack of league history, no coaching carousels, no created team, no front-loading or back-loading contracts, no restricted free agency, no compensatory picks, no update to scouting, can't see what team a player played on when viewing career stats, can't view team or player records, no dedicated retirement screen at the end of each season, no training camp, nothing. 2 new features, with one being a feature we had up until Madden 13 and was removed for no reason at all. The scenario engine is promising and has potential, but it should not be the only real change to the mode. The scenario engine is a new feature where before a game you'll get a pop-up where your unnamed offensive coordinator, who you can't hire, will ask about an X Factor player on the opposing team such as Richard Sherman, and how you want to approach him in the game. You'll get a few options like target him, avoid him, test him early. Based on how you answer and then how you perform, your team will get a morale boost. Morale simply speeds up development and improves confidence. A player might reach out and ask for more playing time, and if he performs well, he can get bumped up a development trait. Veteran players might be unhappy and ask for more playing time. It sounds really nice in theory, and in execution it isn't bad at all. However, being the only real addition to franchise mode hinders any good feelings that would come from the mode's addition. EA has said that they will be adding to the scenario engine throughout the season, and well after launch they will add 5th-year options to rookie contracts through the scenario engine, but as it currently stands, it gets old very quickly, and after the same few scenarios start popping back up, you are back to the exact same franchise mode as Madden 19. The only other change you might notice would be that the coach is now wearing a new hat in his office than the one he wore in 19. Players can't lose a regression trait at the end of each season, and the menus have flipped from the right side of the screen to the left, along with some new fonts and colors. Absolutely everything else is the same. It is mind-boggling that EA is able to barely change anything in the most played mode in the game year after year. If you compared any Madden from 13 to now in the franchise mode, there is about as little innovation as one could imagine. Current gen Madden easily has the least amount of additions to franchise mode in the series history. Madden on PlayStation 2 had a much deeper franchise mode. NBA 2K's My League mode is the deepest in any major sports game ever. MLB The Show has a deep franchise mode as well. Even NHL, an EA game with a smaller budget, has created team, coaching carousels, in-depth scouting, new commentary team and broadcast presentation, a trade finder, and more. How is this possible? Why does this happen? Why does EA get a free pass every year, an 8 or 9 out of 10 from everyone when they barely touch franchise mode? Some people are going to say EA did a good job this year by doing some small things like updating regression, contract asking prices, drafting AI, etc. Yet if you watch the reviews of Madden 19 or 18 or 17 from these same people, they will say the exact same thing in every single review every single year. Madden updates and tunes those things yearly. They have no choice. These tiny changes are not going to lead us to a modern franchise mode. I don't care about steps in the right direction, or that it's going to take time for the game to catch up to its competitors. The game, as it is, cost $60. Why has it fallen behind? Why are we giving a billion-dollar company excuses? I am reviewing Madden 20, and the fact that the game is getting there does not warrant a positive review. If Madden wants a positive review, then it needs to actually get there. As it stands, Madden has the most bare-bones and shallow offline experience of any sports game besides maybe FIFA or NBA Live, which are also EA games. With exclusive rights to the NFL license, Madden can and has done this every single year. If you got bored of Madden 17, or Madden 18, or Madden 19's franchise mode, you are already bored of Madden 20's. It feels like a small patch. Is the scenario engine a good addition? Yeah, I'd rather it be there than not be there, but it really doesn't add much. I'd probably be praising it if the rest of the game mode actually had an inch of depth. But when this and the Pro Bowl are the two major selling points and additions to franchise mode, then EA needs to prepare itself for criticism and maybe take it into consideration for once instead of disregarding it. If the flagship game mode of your game was better 15 years ago, something is wrong. Unfortunately, Ultimate Team is back in Madden 20. If you play Ultimate Team, you'll probably have fun buying packs, building the same generic meta roster as everyone else, and running cheese plays all year. I personally find Ultimate Team, My Team, Diamond Dynasty, and any other game that includes microtransactions for loot boxes, card packs, or anything that isn't just cosmetic to be a scam. These companies only include these modes to make money off of kids and easily manipulated adults. I consider loot boxes to be a form of gambling, and underage gambling is illegal, yet these games are rated E for everyone. If you disagree with me, that is fine, it's just my opinion. I'm going to put my personal bias towards this game mode aside now and go over what's new. Now, X Factors and Superstar abilities have made their way into the mode and have replaced red chems. House rules are returning and starting at a sooner date. There are now all new Ultimate Challenges which replace solo challenges. You start out by choosing a star difficulty and then play the challenge. You can then replay the challenge at a higher difficulty for a greater reward. I will admit, of all the major sports games, Madden does have the best Ultimate Team mode that I've played. I hate these trading card game modes, but Madden's is less of a grind compared to 2K's My Team, for example. However, the profitability of this mode likely allows it to take up more resources than the lackluster parts of the game, such as franchise mode, that actually deserve it, which means as long as Ultimate Team is thriving and making EA money, the rest of the game will suffer. That is the main reason I don't and won't play Ultimate Team. Gameplay is improved when compared to Madden 19. This is likely what you will hear being praised on other Madden 20 reviews. I, personally, don't find it to be anything special. If you took Madden 19's gameplay, cleaned up the bugs, made running the ball more like Madden 18, and made the gameplay faster, that is what Madden 20 is. This is a good thing, don't get me wrong, but the game doesn't get praised from me simply for not having awful gameplay. The same plays that worked in Madden 19 work in 20, at least on offense. Crossing routes are the cheese once again. Ball trajectory and passing arcs have supposedly been tuned, but all I notice is that linebackers don't jump as high. Balls are still thrown very low, and not even close to the great ball trajectory of the 2K football games. Still no fade route catching animations or proper throwing trajectories. Receivers still can't catch a pass in front of them and keep their feet in bounds while falling down like you'd see in All Pro Football 2K8. Blocking AI is still horrible, CPU AI is also poor at recognition. It's Madden. Same old Madden. Just because this game doesn't have horrifying glitches at launch and is faster and smoother, it doesn't mean it's good. It is a step in the right direction, as you'll likely see everyone say, but this isn't a review of the potential of the Madden NFL series. This is a review of Madden 20 as it is as a $60 video game, and it's mediocre at best in the gameplay department. Still not even close to All Pro Football 2K8 in terms of animation quality and physics. It is an improvement from Madden 19, but until they rebuild everything from the ground up, it's going to be mediocre at best, and plays will be decided more on a dice roll than player skill. The new rating spread helps make star players feel better than average players, but the core gameplay is just not engaging. The gameplay is simply a polished, smoothed out version of what we've seen in Madden since Madden 16, with the addition of X Factors and Superstar abilities. The game has also finally introduced signature quarterback throwing animations, which is a nice addition despite how awkward they look. It's the best gameplay Madden has had this generation, but it's still not good. From the engine to the animations to the physics, after the polish and new features wear off, it feels like you're just playing last year's Madden, and the year before that, and the year before that. Cosmetically, the game has a new menu layout and look. Fonts have changed, color splashes are everywhere, and I think it looks nice. It makes gullible people think that the game is more of a change from 19 than it really is. The scoreboard is finally updated, as it had been identical for Madden 17 to 19 and almost the same in Madden 15 and 16. Referees are no longer on the field because apparently, according to lead developer Clint Oldenburg, the referee models didn't look good enough, so they removed them entirely. I don't think anyone has ever complained about referee models before, but now that you remove them from the game, You've given players something new to complain about. Nice. Presentation, sideline interactions, the crowd, the overall immersion of the game feels similar if not identical to Madden 19. While I could easily see the improvement in graphics from each Madden game to the next, Madden 20 and 19 are almost indistinguishable. If anything, Madden 20 is a little brighter. Player models are still an issue. Players like Lamar Jackson or Tariq Cohen have massive, wide shoulder pads. There is no option to use smaller shoulder pads like the ones they use in real life. Still no mouth guards. The game just doesn't have the same attention to detail you'd see in other sports games. Quarterback audible sounds have been changed, which is good, as most people probably wanted to drill their heads in after hearing Madden 19's 3 lines over and over. The same commentary team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis return, along with a ton of recycled lines, and pregame and halftime shows are pretty much identical to Madden 19. The only addition to play now is the NFC and AFC Pro Bowl teams. Still no historic teams like you might find in older Madden games or the NBA 2K series. Practice mode is simply a scrimmage, still no situation mode like there used to be in every football game a generation or two ago. The game is play now, franchise, QB1 mode, and MUT. That is it. I am sick of EA and I am sick of Madden. The game is simply not good. They charge $60 to start, yet 2K, MLB, and every other sports game also costs $60. What makes Madden worth buying? EA has neglected franchise mode for so long to the point where in 2019, Madden 05 on PS2 has a deeper and more immersive franchise mode. Every year they add a couple flashy new features, with most of them being features that used to be in the game and got taken out for no reason. Pro Bowl, Superstar Mode, what's next? Remove gameplay and bring it back a few years later? Madden is the most predictable game on the planet. Every year it's the same thing. Everyone is sick of the game after December, and then a new game is announced and the public opinion is temporarily turned positive. People fall for the hype every year. Don't believe me? Go back and watch your favorite YouTubers' Madden 19 or 18 reviews at the beginning of the release, and then after the game had been out for a few months. Yet if you bought Madden 08 on PlayStation 2 and you have never upgraded since then, you would have a better game than what Madden 20 offers. A watered-down franchise mode with an inexplicable lack of attention to detail, reintroducing a worse version of a game mode we used to have, and acting like the return of the Pro Bowl is a selling point does not make a good game. Is this game better than Madden 19? Yes, the gameplay is much improved, a more polished and refined Madden 19. Does that make it good? No. If I can say that you get a more immersive, deeper experience playing Madden 08 on the PS2 or NFL 2K5 on Xbox, then the game is not worthy of its price tag. Many are going to praise Madden 20 for being an improvement over Madden 19, but personally I don't see that worthy of praise. If you've been unhappy with Madden for the past few years, 20 is not going to be any different. Can Madden become a good game eventually? Yeah, I think they are on the right track. At the pace they are currently going, it may take a few centuries, but as long as they no longer remove features like they've been the past 2 decades, the game will only get better each year. I think Madden 21 could be decent if they give franchise mode a huge focus, but as 20 stands, it simply isn't a good sports game worthy of $60. I, and many others, really wish we had another option in the football video game scene. My rating for Madden 20 is a 5 out of 10, an improvement from Madden 19 and the best Madden on current gen consoles, but still not worthy of $60 and still not a good game. Alrighty, it is time to upload, and we are good.
I'm too late. How's that for a surprise mechanic?